All right, so we're here. What is our shopping budget today? What are we working with, and how many people are we going to be feeding today?
So we have a budget of $150, and we're hoping to feed between 15 to 20 families.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And how often do we do the pop-up market?
Every month.
Every month. So every month you guys are coming here, spending around $150 to $200 to feed. How many people did you say? 15 to 20. Okay, 15 to 20 families.
We actually recently surveyed our residents, and like 70% of them say they spend between $250 and $450 a month on groceries.
Okay.
So those same residents reported that 40% of them reported that we save, by coming to the distribution, we help save the $50 to $75 from that budget.
Okay. So that's money they can spend other places to really help keep themselves afloat in good financial standing. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and get some groceries and we'll see what we're getting. Okay, so thoughts while we were in there was kind of crazy to me. I was like, I wonder how many people are actually in this right now who would be considered, like, I guess a family that we could have helped, right? It's like people always think of like low to moderate income people, and they think like, oh, these are like really poor people. But a lot of times the folks that we're helping are just like working class people who are just, you know, like just trying to make it, right?
Yeah, and then also what people don't think about is that sometimes people have to shop at different stores because you're shopping the sales. So, you know, maybe you'll get your produce at Fiesta, but then there's a really good sale at Kroger, so you have to go to Kroger. But then you also have maybe meat products are cheaper at, so you have to go.
Yeah.
But then you have to take into account gas and transportation because not everybody has a car. Some people rely on public transportation, the metro.
Yeah.
Right now there's a really great program called the Metro Connector. What is it called? Is it
The Community Connector?
Community Connector. So they have different areas around the city.
Yeah.
Works kind of like an Uber. You can book your ride and it's totally free.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. So talk about that. Like, so some of our residents literally have to leave their neighborhood to get like affordable groceries, right? So they don't always live in neighborhoods where they down the street. Like you may have to actually drive to go there, and that's a cost, you know, like you said, if you don't have a car, or it costs more.
Sometimes the stores that are in their neighborhoods, they're getting priced out of them. So even if there is a store in their neighborhood, they have to take the rail, or they have to take the metro, or they have to drive far out in order to get the groceries that are at a lower cost for them.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, ladies, so as we take this food inside, can you tell me a little bit more about this property? How many people live here? What's the demographic?
So we have a total of 70 units here. So out of the 70 families, about 150 people approximately.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's adults, kids, seniors.
Got it. So 150 people, our budget was $150. So I wonder, how much more could we do? Like, you know what I mean? We need more money, because $150 to feed an apartment of that many people, to me, seems like a really small budget. And I know we're not feeding everyone, but like, I mean, how are y'all making the budget work here?
Yeah, so even though we do spend $150 and we buy a variety of items, we put a limit on how many items they can pick. So they can pick whatever it is they think their family will need, but it'll be like 6 items, 8 items, 10 items, depending on how much we were able to purchase, if there were like any sales at the store, or also if we were able to get any donations. So sometimes we do, like last spring, we got a big donation of a lot of toiletries and household goods. And so we've actually been able to make those stretch all the way through this year. So we actually have our last batch of household goods that we'll be able to put out today. So usually we can have a mix of all of those things, but ideally if we can increase the budget to be able to get more of everything, that would be great. Then everybody will be able to walk out with a couple more things, a lot more things, and also maybe we would be able to get more families because sometimes people do pass by at the end and we might not have much. Yes.
Gotcha. So that's one way you can support us here at Avenue, either donating financially or even just like doing food drives, supply drives. Those really help the ladies of our resident services team spread the budget, right? So if they have in-kind donations, maybe we don't have to go to buy those things, or the things we can have on hand. And like she said earlier, donations from last year, we still have some of those left for people who were generous last year. So that's definitely one way that you can really help us and help us be able to help save more of our residents more money and help us serve more people. So yeah, all right, well, let's keep loading it up. So at what time do residents start coming to get food?
So we'll start at 5, but usually residents will start lining up at around like 4:50.
Okay. All right, so how do residents sign up for this? Do they just come in here? Do they have to text you ahead of time, let you know you're coming? How does all that work?
They just show up. All we need is their name and unit number, and that's all the information we get from them.
Okay.
We don't ask them about income. We don't ask them like what type of unit they're in or anything, how big their family is.
Yeah.
They can just walk on in.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, just let us know that they're a resident.
Right, only residents
Only
of
residents.
the apartment
Just
complex.
for residents.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, the one we do at Avenue Terrace is open to all of our residents, so we do market that one, since it's a bigger donation, we market that one to all of our properties, and so we will get residents from different properties coming to Avenue Terrace for that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I don't want to stop you guys from working, so I guess what's the process y'all typically do? So we got the food here, well, how do we organize it? What's kind of the setup?
We just lay it around the room.
We just put it around
We just put it around the
Okay, so we're just
tables.
gonna unpack it on the tables here?
Yes.
We'll put
Okay.
the dairy in the fridge. Since we got 15, usually every household is able to walk away with
Yeah.
one of those.
Okay.
The rest is where we usually put the limits as far as like, I think today we'll have 10 because I have to go get a box from the car of donations that we received.
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually we like to have like one item that we know everybody can walk away with. So usually it'll either be eggs, bread, or like ground beef. And so we'll keep those in the fridge so everybody can walk away with that besides the stuff that they pick out. And then you were asking about how do residents know. We do flyer the whole property.
Okay.
So we create our own flyer every month and it has all of the events that will be happening at the property for that month. Everything is at no cost to the residents.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the month, usually those first couple of days, we go around. Oh, the crate. Yeah. We go around and put a flyer on everybody's door, and so that's another way that they know what's happening.
Yeah. And do you see like the same folks? Like, is it kind of, do people rely on this, or is it kind of random?
Yeah, it's definitely, we do have a good group of people who keep coming back month after month, and then sometimes it'll be like some sporadic odds and ends, and then we do try to switch up the times. So sometimes we'll have it at 3:30 to 4:30, because like during the school year, that's usually when people are coming home, dropping off their kids from school.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'll do 5 to 6 to get some of those like working families who get home later
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so if someone wanted to donate either money or they wanted to donate, like just go to HEB themselves or go to the store, what kind of items are we looking for? So I see we have like cereals or probably like non-perishable stuff that will
We
last.
try to do a lot of pantry items just because those usually tend to last longer than like fruits, vegetables, or even like eggs and meats unless they like freeze them. So usually we try to think of like breakfast, lunch, dinner, but also things that would be fast for families to make. So again, we have a lot of working class families. So sometimes it's not just one parent who works, it's multiple parents. You know, we've had instances where mom works during the day, older sibling comes to drop off all the kids from school, and then parents switch off, right? Mom gets home from work and she goes to sleep, but dad was sleeping during the day because he has to work the night shift. So then they kind of just switch off.
Yeah.
So we try to think of easy meals and also meals, kind of like Hamburger Helper, right? It already has some of the stuff in it. So you don't need too many more ingredients in your pantry already to complete the meal, right? So anything that's fast and easy, and also that lasts a long time in their shelves. in case
Yeah, I
they
mean, that's something, those are problems that I even have is like, I need, like, you know, when I come home from work, I don't have time to like create these gourmet meals. I need something I can make quick. So I think that's something that makes everybody's life easier.
Yeah, and then also sometimes things that kids themselves can make. Again, we have working class families. You know, it's not unusual for kids to be home alone or for older sibling to be babysitting younger siblings. So anything that's easy enough for them to also cook at home.